Welcome back, everybody, to the War Report on the A Show Network, and we are here with a guest as we're promoting because this Saturday, this man is going up for the NXT Championship at NXT Deadline. Of course, you can stream that live this Saturday, December 10th, 8 p.m., 5 p.m. Central on Peacock. And you can definitely tune in because this man, listen, he is no stranger. He has been in the You've been in WWE for a while now, man. Like
Man,
it's been a
sometimes
couple years.
I'm old. I'm an old guy.
A-
I'm grizzled.
Absolutely. We have none other than, I'm going to say it this way, Apollo. Listen,
See, that is
see?
that's my type of introduction, and I love it. I appreciate that introduction too.
Oh my God, man. Well, first of all, news just dropped. NXT Vengeance Day is going to be in Charlotte this year. That you guys are
hmm
traveling, you guys are on the road. How does it feel to be part of this brand
Back
as we're picking
on
up and
the
moving
road, man.
again?
It's great because I was part of it when it happened the first time. So like the fact that I get to relive that again, it's wonderful. And the fact that some of the younger guys who haven't, experienced life on the road yet, or just being on the road yet, due to the pandemic, it's great for them because it's just, they only know wrestling in one place. So for them to be able to get up and travel and see what kind of like the road is like, or get a kind of a glimpse of what the road is like, it's wonderful for them as well. But I'm pumped about it, and hopefully I'll be going into that as the NXT champion. So yeah,
We got our fingers crossed for you, bro. NXT Vengeance Day, that's February 4th. It's coming live from Charlotte. Make sure you there. Um, I want to get into the first question that we have. Because what I want to talk about is like potential. And I think growing up, being part of an immigrant family, being part of a Nigerian family, there's always pressure to kind of live up to potential and stuff like that. And I think that's kind of followed you your whole career. Um, whether it be, Intercontinental Championship, United States Championship, so many different things. But you're back in NXT. So what does this NXT Championship mean for you in regards to living up to that potential? Or is that even something you're still trying to chase?
yeah, I feel like for me, it's man, again, when I feel like I've proven enough, but there's never enough to prove, right? So potential. I feel like at this stage I've lived up to the. Actually, I take that back. I don't think people have fully seen my true, right? I just don't think I had that opportunity to showcase that true potential. So Saturday is another uh, platform or another opportunity to kind of live up to that I already know that I'm capable of. So the opportunity is huge to be able to go out here and headline deadline, to be in that main event for the NXT championship. It's a huge opportunity. I don't feel crazy amounts of pressure, but I do know that this is the position that I should have always been in. I feel like this is something that these are the type of matches and the type of caliber matches that I should have always been in. And then we probably wouldn't be talking about potential, right? Because I feel like if that was the case, then I would have already lived up to that potential. But you're right. Growing up, Nigerian parents chasing that potential and having to live up to certain expectations that are already kind of laid out for you is a huge thing. And when you're, I don't want to say defiant, but when you choose to go the opposite direction, it's almost like how dare you, right? Um, so I grew up feeling that pressure of having to, I want to say kind of please my father, right? So it's like, okay, everything that I do is, if it's anything I do, is it good enough, right? And I always feel like I've taken that to things outside of just the relationship that I have with my father, where it's like, okay, now, okay, I did this on TV, for example. Was that good enough, or do I need to do more? Or seeking for approval, like asking, hey, what do you guys think of that? What do you think of this? Instead of thinking and knowing that it was what it needed to be, right? So my goal now is to always crush anybody's expectations. Like if you have a certain expectation of me, my goal is to go above and beyond that, to where I'm leaving with no choice but to say it's good, whether I'm seeking your acceptance or not, right? So yeah, living up to potential is a huge thing, and it's definitely something that, even though I feel like maybe I might say I'm not, chasing that, I probably still am somewhere inside for sure. I feel like we all are at the end of the day, right? Because that's something that's going to keep us driven and keep us motivated.
Yeah,
Um,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
So definitely, I'd be lying if I saying I wasn't chasing that.
Hey, I mean, totally understandable. So I do want to pivot a little bit. I know we're talking about Deadline coming up this Saturday.
Yeah.
However, I kind of want to go back to your first run in NXT way back. What was it?
Man, was
2015?
that 2015? Yeah.
2015,
It was
15. I
real.
think
It was real
I think
quick. It was real quick.
It was
quick.
real
It was
quick.
quick, man. And the thing is, so
But
I had been at the Performance Center for a year, but only on TV for like 8 months. So like even the whole time that I was at the Performance Center, I wasn't on TV for that whole amount of time. So it seems like it's even quicker.
yeah, absolutely. It's interesting because I was kind of going back looking at old clips in preparation, and one of my favorite programs that was on the WWE Network, like early days, was
Hmm.
um Breaking Ground, which was kind of like a
Breaking Ground.
documentary about the
Yeah,
new signees
yeah.
coming in. And I saw an interesting clip with you over in a promo class with Regal and all the guys back then.
Hmm.
All the stars we see current day. I remember they kind of highlighted how you kind of had difficulties kind of portraying what you wanted your character to be over on the mic or
Yeah,
like. And then they showed a clip of you, like talking to the late Scott Hall, rest in peace, absolutely.
yeah.
But and him
I
giving you
remember
some
that.
advice,
Yeah.
and just like as the years have gone by, what advice have you gotten from any veterans in the back or any of your peers in the back that you really taken to heart and really kind of lived by, whether it be wrestling related or even just in regular life stuff? I mean, these people
Lifestyle,
have wealth
man.
of knowledge and experience.
There's so many. One story I don't even know if it's a story so much, but we were during the pandemic. Edge had reached out to a few of us, and I was one of the guys that he reached out to. It was when he had his, I believe it was his triceps injury, and he just was like, during this time that he's injured, he wanted to work with some of the guys on promo skills and stuff like that. So I would literally be on FaceTime with him like on a daily basis. We pick out a day for the week where it was like we sit in FaceTime and talk about and for me it was awkward because I'm like, okay, I know Edge, but I don't know him personally, you know what I mean? I don't know
Yeah,
Adam,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, but this is something again, if I want to progress, I have to deal with this uncomfortable situation. And he's giving his time to me to help me better myself. So it's something, of course, I'm going to take advantage of it. But I remember him telling me that I was lit. So I'd send him like, we'd have a meeting on Wednesday or whatever the day was. And I'd be on it that next day. I was sending him like 10 promos that I just cut. And he'd sit down and watch each one of them legit and critique, hey, the one that you did in the first one, try that in this third one. But what you did here, try that over here. And I'd send him multiple ones the next day, and I'd send him more, and just keep sending him promos, and he'd break down each and every one of them, and give me an
that's awesome.
exact, critique of what he thought needed to be done. And one thing that stands out to me is that he said that there should always be some type of truth in your promo because you don't have a problem faking the truth, right? So, like for example, if I'm trying to be angry, it's like fake angry. You could pretend it's you gotta act like you're angry, right? But if you can bring a situation up, like an emotional recall, and bring a situation up that actually made you angry, and kind of work that into whatever you're talking about.
Also on the podcast, we
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about, especially with these new younger guys and girls that are on the show, that sometimes you can kind of see the wheels clicking in their head, like, okay, what do we do
yeah,
next? Where do we go
yeah,
from here? What do we do? And at some
yeah.
point, just from experience, it's interesting watching this new class of NXT guys and girls. You can see it as the year has gone by. A lot of these
As it's
guys and girls,
progressing, yeah.
they're getting a lot smoother in the ring, a lot smoother on the mic.
Hmm.
And you don't see that like wheels spinning in their head. I think that's really interesting. That's one of my
Yeah,
favorite
and
things.
that's what I think. I know what you because I feel like some of my promos you could see like okay you can see what he's thinking about what he's saying, right, and then you
Yeah,
getting caught up thinking about that it doesn't come off, you're not focusing on delivery or anything like that. It's just let me just get these words out so I can be done with this. And it's like, no,
yeah.
let's take the time to make sure this is right. Let's take the time to make sure this is done correctly. Slow down speaking. It's just not just be you, you know what I mean? And I think that's the thing that a lot of people struggle with. It's like, well, but who am I? You know what I mean? And that's where the time comes in to figure that out, right? And that's what we're here for is to figure these things out. And I feel like I didn't get that chance to do that the original run that I had in NXT before I got caught up. It was just, no, I didn't have the time to develop a character, figure out who I was, or to get that experience that I needed before it was like, boom, all right, you're out of here, and then,
You're out the door.
you know,
Let's go.
yeah, it's crazy. It can happen like that, right? It can happen like that. So it's just one of those things you honestly just have to be prepared for whatever because anything can happen at any given moment.
Absolutely. I want to pivot real quick. Let's go back to your roots a little bit. We saw last month there with the search and for the next African WWE superstar. I saw that you and as well as Almost
Yeah.
went out to Africa.
Yeah.
I believe Nigeria, correct?
Yes, Lagos, Nigeria.
Absolutely. So could you just briefly talk about that experience going back? I know you grew up out there in your younger years,
Man,
but to go back, how was that
it
feeling?
was fantastic. So I didn't actually grow up in Nigeria. I grew up in Kenya and Uganda. But I
Gotcha.
had been to Nigeria, I think when I was like 10 years old. That was the last time that I had been. I had to be like 1998, so it was like 25 years ago. But the experience was fantastic. You know what I love is that I would get so many messages from Nigerian, anyone in Nigeria, a lot of people in Nigeria, and ask me when is WWE coming to Nigeria. When are they going to do anything here? What's a show, a tryout, or anything? Is a lot of guys would say that it's their dream to be a part of WWE. So now that this opportunity is here, not just for Nigerians, but the whole continent of Africa, it's fantastic, right? It just shows you how much how global the brand really is, and
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing the type of talent that comes out of that tryout. I'm excited about it, and the fact that I was a part of the team that got to go out there and announce it, something that's going to happen for the first time. It was great. It was great. It was so cool to be able to go and kind of connect with my roots and kind of see the country and get more recent memories of it, because a lot of the memories that I have of Nigeria or Africa in general are from such a long time ago, and they kind of get distorted where it's like you don't remember exactly how it was, right? But to go out there
Yeah.
and be welcomed by the people, be greeted with such respect, treated with such respect, such looked at as such a almost like a commodity, right? Where it's fantastic to experience that, and it kind of it humbles you in a way, and it actually motivated me as well and it inspired me. It really really inspired me. It's nice because the air is just it's fresh when you walk off the plane, and it's just like just completely different vibe. You know what I mean? Where it completely. I hope that anybody in their lifetime gets a chance to visit Nigeria or Africa in general, man, because it's such a beautiful place. That I feel like a lot of people are missing out on if they don't get that experience.
That's
Absolutely,
awesome.
man. Speaking of the kind of like next stars that's coming up, you guys peeking over to Africa and NXT. I hope NXT Africa becomes a thing. Um, but
Imagine.
I know, right? I know. Um, Speaking of that, I mean, you've been working with the younger talent, Grayson Waller. You had a very sick
Mhm.
casket match. I mean, even that itself, I did at any point in your career you think you'd have a casket match?
Never in my life did I think, okay, I'm like, yeah, a casket match, yeah, for sure. And then it happens, right? And that's what I say, anything can happen, right? Which that was fun though, like to be able to go and do that and essentially, make history here in NXT, where it's like the first time this thing's been done, first time for me too, first time for Grayson, in NXT having a casket match. I mean, it's a lot to live up to. So hopefully we did that. So it was a great time.
Absolutely. So, which NXT superstars have you peeped in the back that we should we should at least have an eye on. We should at least have a magnifying glass
Man,
on.
okay. Well, we got there's the Creed brothers. I'm really, really good people, really good human beings, really talented as well. Damon Kemp is another one. Grayson Waller, of course, one to look out for. Nathan Frazier, Axiom, really extremely talented individual. I like Von Wagner, Braun, of course, which I think everybody's already familiar with. I don't even think he's one that's like not really up and coming anymore. He still has so much, which is crazy because he's done so much, but he still has so much ahead of him, right?
It's
Um,
crazy.
yeah, those are some of the names that I feel like definitely should be out on the look. If anyone's not familiar with some of the guys that should be definitely be watched and be looked out for. There's a lot of talent, like I said earlier. There's a lot of talent on just the Raw, SmackDown, and NXT in general. I mean, the list of talent is just like it's ridiculous. It seems like it's never ending, right? And we just keep getting more and more talent, which is it's fantastic for the brand in general. And I'm excited about the future of not just NXT but of WWE in general.
Final question, because we gotta wrap this thing up.
Hmm.
What's your go-to diner order? You've been in the diner doing
My
a lot
go-to
of promos. What's your go-to? What's your go-to diner? Like,
go-to
what's your order?
I feel like it'll be so bland and so plain, and it's not even really exciting because my nutrition is very simple. Same, I eat the same stuff like every day. I'll throw in, but that's just what works for me, and it's what I enjoy. So if I was at the diner, it's gonna be eggs, some type of eggs, probably egg whites, maybe a couple whole eggs in there. We'll do some dry toast, no butter on that thing. We can't be having a butter on it, especially when we're going into a big match like Deadline. Not a huge coffee drinker, so I'll take some tea on the side with some sugar. Very plain order, and some fruit. I'll definitely throw some fruit in there on the side. Some grapes, strawberries. Not a blueberry guy, but give me some pineapple, and we'll be good to go. Very bland order. Very bland order. It's nothing special, but that's what keeps me looking how I do.
Absolutely, man.
When I go to the diner, it's more for the essentials. Yeah, it's more for peace of mind rather than actually enjoy the food whenever I'm at the diner. It's more for to think and to game plan. It's more about that and just kind of getting away from anything. It's just my place to go to kind of to really zone in on something where I need to be in the zone. That's why I go.
Absolutely. Thank you, Apollo, for joining us on the War Report on the A Show Network. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining
Apollo.
us.
Appreciate
Hope
it.
to have you back when you're NXT champion. Listen, if NXT champion going into NXT Vengeance Day, listen, man, we gotta have you back.
It sounds good. It just sounds good, right?
It just sounds Apollo. Come on, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back with more of the War Report up next.
Hello and welcome to the War Report. I am your host, Cyrus. I am back on the saddle, man. Quan is now on a very important location on his side of the report, but I got somebody very close to me, a great pal. We recorded some stuff in the past, but I think now it's time for a favor. I have called in the Black Print producer, the RSPN host, somebody that I think that I truly learned a lot from in podcasting. Marc, how you feeling, man?
Back in the saddle, huh? I don't think I've ever heard you use that one before.
I was cooking that one up as we were preparing for this.
What made you go with that verse?
Hangman Page,
it's fresh on the brain. Okay.
Not showing up for work. I felt that,
You
really
felt
resonated
not
with
showing
that.
up for work. Do y'all hear this right now? The grinning that Cyrus is doing right now is just absolutely unreal. Off PTO.
Yeah. You spend so much time off and then you got to come back and watch a show that, really.
It's the worst.
I would really say, hey, man, I enjoyed the vacation a lot. Having my Wednesdays back and, I was just playing a lot of God of War, Overwatch. I picked up Horizon Zero Dawn. That's been fun so far. I just doing stuff that I was kind of doing before, like actually podcasting. And I thought that was really nice. Not that I want to give this up, but it was just cool to, not really have any responsibilities. It was just kind of just chilling on Wednesdays.
Well, and most importantly, you survived Art Basel. How was that?
Oh, man. Yeah, I survived Art Basel. This was my first year. I've been doing Art Basel for damn near a decade now. So doing it in a manager like sort of role in a museum and it having it go insanely smooth for like the first time, I was just like, wow, this is like crazy. And what's crazy is that like this year wasn't as crazy as like the pandemic year. Like last year, man, the numbers are off.
Really? Like that off? Like thousands off, or just like a couple hundred?
Thousands off.
Thousands off. Wow. I think people the block is pretty hot, man. That's why I stayed away. Usually I go out and jump in a Basel, but I felt like the block
reverse,
was
man.
hot.
The reverse. Last year, At work, I was just a supervisor then, but like we had a public event on our Friday. We had like 4,000 plus people show up for that. Not even close for this year.
Not even close for this year. Well, when I use the term the block is hot, I'm talking about like this post-COVID sickness that I think. Am I going to give Miami the big credit to be like, yeah, let's stay away and be healthy? I don't know if I would give them a lot of that credit. Maybe Basel was just dead.
Yeah, but Basel was dead. I would say like there wasn't a lot going on, and like a lot of the crypto NFT stuff. So like a lot of that was exclusive, so nobody really like got to go to those. But I think, you know, just from an art perspective, and you know what I do for work and stuff like that, I definitely thought that Art Basel kind of got back to the essence where people were actually going to art fairs and not just concerts and, you know, all sort of other stupid shit like that. Like at least for the what is it? The NFT people, they didn't, or the NFT crypto people, they had like stuff going on, but like it wasn't as popular as like the actual convention center or any other art fair. And there wasn't any like art shenanigans this year. You know, we've been seeing, or just people have been desecrating paintings all year in protest of climate change. That didn't happen here, you know, so it was really calm and normal, which I really appreciated, especially coming off, you know, my sickness. But I'm good to go. I don't think I'm gonna throw up after this recording. I'm gonna rest easy. I feel great.
Sounds bad.
Yeah. It was really bad. I'm not gonna get into too much detail, but yeah, it was just a culmination of like a whole bunch of stuff. So
I'm a little bit disappointed that you didn't get to hit that ATM and put your bank account in there, though. I thought that's what you were coming with the story this week.
No, nothing like that, man. I'm just ready to talk about AEW. We got a very special interview that's going to be coming in this episode as well.
Okay.
We got to interview Apollo Crews. Shout outs to Quan and Meals putting that together and doing it. We got deadline predictions as well. But first, let's get in these trenches, man.
All right, fuck it. Let's go ahead. I'm war zoned out right now, so I'm ready to hit these trenches. I'm definitely ready to hit down, and well, it's definitely right analog on my button. Yeah, my crouch is right analog. Yeah.
That's how we do it in war. You feel me? Put your helmet on, throw on the cheat code, and let's talk about William Regal's departure from AEW, which happened over the weekend, right after an angle where, you know, he was a very large portion of it kind of being like a betrayer to the Blackpool Combat Club, and they sort of just said, okay, well, you can leave if you really fuck with Triple H like that. Okay. And I was just like, what? You don't even want to like finish the story out before, you know, you send them home? That is like insane.
I would hope he doesn't dirty. I would hope that Tony doesn't dirty Mac like that. Obviously, you know that there's a relationship between Regal and Triple H. Just let it cool off. Don't try and get those Snickers off in the background. Like, well, I mean, I guess his suits are kind of nice. All right, I guess I understand. Don't try and get one of those off. Tony seems like the type to get one of those off.
Like I thought. Well, I would at least want to be like, all right, Regal, I'll let you go. You know. Yada yada, this and that, but just like finish the story with me, so you know we're not just leaving it high and dry. Like you legally have, well, you know, I'll throw quotes on legally. I'm not a lawyer, but like you legally have them for like 3 years or whatever.
Sure.
Or like you like finish the story out in like January or something, or like your next pay-per-view, and then you let Regal go free. No non-compete clause or anything. You just finish the story and then we move on.
Well, I think taking a grander look at it, I think you would start to realize that if you try to do those types of things that obviously you have the ability to do with your talent, your wrestlers in AEW, it might be a little bit different to try and do it with somebody who has 30, 40 plus years in the game. I think that response towards that, if something were to come out as a report and be like, hey, Regal's staying in AEW because he was told throughout his contract that he has to finish out the story before he can actually go do something else. I think the response to that ends up being something different than something that he can clearly control throughout the past couple of months with the conversation that has surrounded the talent that has been within contract for AEW as of right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that, but I think a lot of people would understand just like, yo, just help me finish out the story.
Sure, yeah.
That's it. That's all I need you to do. And then you're free to go. No, like, and I think he could save face by not doing the not having a non-compete clause. Like, finish the story out with me for, let's end it in February or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll let you go free. And then you could show up on, NXT or, main roster like next week. Fuck it.
And if Regal is completely cool with the ending and his last visual in AEW being a forearm to the back of that neck and Taz going, oh God, he's had surgery on it, man. Come on, man. If he's cool with that, that's fine with me. He can have that being his last moment in AEW, and we'll see. Well, we'll see within these next couple of months, I guess, how much TV will we actually see from Regal as he is going to be a lot more involved in training Dempsey.
Yeah, that's true as well. And then, transition to the next thing for the reasoning, Tony Khan, I guess he had like a media call or he was just talking with Fightful and all sorts of other journalists. And he was just like, Regal came up to me. He was just like, my family's in NXT, man. I can't really be out here.
Yeah, don't play with me. Don't play with me. That's all you got to do. Just put the hand on the table. Don't play with me, yo.
And then what is it? Tony Khan said they had a 90-minute conversation about his departure. Nigga, please.
An hour and
a
half phone call is already decent enough. I'm pretty sure that we can get straight to the point in a solid 10, 12.
You feel me? My family's out there, man. I miss being in Orlando and stuff like that. Like, I'm not really needed and stuff like that. And, Tony Khan was just like, well, he's not really an active wrestler, so fuck it. Mm-hmm. I'll let him leave. That's fine, honestly. Like, you already made the bad mistake, or like, you're already gonna let him go, so fuck it.
If there is, if the I guess the conversation that has been surrounding this, at least online for the past couple of hours, is the possibility of his TV time being restricted and it actually being kept to be a trainer, as he probably ended up telling Tony in this quote unquote 90-minute phone call. If he ends up having a very restricted amount of time on TV, do you think that how would you essentially react to that? It's not really going to hurt anything, I think, from an NXT perspective. You don't really need William Regal to just come back, knock on the door, tell Shawn Michaels you're good for the day, I'm back, and do all of that. You don't really need to completely uphaul all of that, because I think Shawn Michaels is doing very well in the position that he has right now. But as far as, TV and what he can provide to his son, I think that a little bit of visibility would have been nice. But I'm not completely defeated if he actually has to stay away from, let's just say, it's a couple of months or even a year or so.
Yeah. As far as I know, like, that report came out that like Triple H was just interested in getting William Regal just for creative. Like, he just needed some help with like writing TV.
Yeah.
That's fine. He doesn't need to be on TV to help Triple H write TV. And I know that we said the family angle and stuff like that. Like, that could have just really meant like, I just miss being in Orlando, like he doesn't necessarily need to be on NXT helping out Charlie Dempsey. Like, that doesn't necessarily need to happen. That's like, something that we're sort of fantasy booking, but like with that report of Triple H just saying, nah, man, I just need some help. Like, I need a creative mind by me. He don't need to be on TV for that.
Exactly.
He might, there might be an accidental appearance if they start fighting in Gorilla or some shit, but like, he don't need to be on TV or anything like that. And a lot of the shows on WWE is missing an authority figure.
Yeah.
I think we could still go a little longer without it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it don't really bother me that much.
Yeah, like, thankfully, the NXT angle of things are going so haywire that we need the general manager out here to shove people back and make sure that order is in the court. Shawn Michaels hasn't really had to do that. And I think it is completely fine with NXT to not have that angle from time to time. We don't have to worry about who's in the parking lot anymore, who's getting smacked, who's getting attacked, and things like that. So I think NXT is completely fine without those past years of those William Regal angles. Not to say that they were bad or anything, but it's a different different era.
Different era. It's not necessarily like super needed for me. Like I know a lot of people miss like war, him saying war games and stuff like that, but some traditions die, so I'll be looking forward to seeing what Regal does in the future or how the story develops, but that's about it. Hopefully he gets his release and then Tony Khan doesn't try to walk it back like he did with Malachi.
No, I would truly hope not. Again, this is the
person
with 30, 40 years in the game. You do not want that kickback compared to your other. And granted, there are other wrestlers that also have multiple years in the game. Not to necessarily say that they rank below William Regal's importance, but I think that the response would be a whole lot different than what he's getting right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of vets that are back there in AEW and stuff like that, I'm sure they'd be looking at him funny, like, damn, you really gonna hold a 6-year-old man down like that? That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, so that's all good. And next for our topic, we have the Usos appearing as the #1 tag team on the PWI, and the FTR getting a little bit of salty about it, but I know you're not really with the bloodline. I'm kind of with you on this train right now after War Games. How do you feel about the Usos appearing as #1 tag team on the PWI, even though it's like a quote unquote like a Mark list or something like that? But I think it's well deserved. I think this is like the one that they got right.
Yeah, you've booked them to beat just about everybody in the damn company, just about every tag team in. They truly should be #1. They're holding both tag team championships. They are the longest reigning tag team champions of all time. Feels like a no-brainer to me. I know Dax's shtick is usually, we are the best. We're holding 3 belts. We're walking through the company. We should have X, Y, and Z throughout AEW or wherever we are specifically. But at least in my opinion, it ends up being a biased opinion because I haven't really seen too many FTR matches compared to what is being presented week to week by the Usos. Oh, they just didn't have many matches, period?
Yeah, not this year.
I wish you would consider it match of the year contention, I guess you would say.
I would like what is it? The Briscoe matches are the only matches that FTR get buzz about.
Sure.
While the Usos are having matches with a wide array of opponents, doing stuff with the Brawling Brutes, Randy Orton and
Street
Riddle,
Profits. Yep.
Street Profits, going to war, with them folks. And, they just have, I just feel like a wider spectrum of, opponents, and they're used on TV. I think that FTR would have a fighting case if they were just better booked. Mm-hmm. That's it. I don't think they're a bad team or anything, but it's just like, how are you going to be mad about this team who's featured on every fucking show all year?
Yep.
For 2 years?
Yep.
Yes, them niggas better than you. Optics, motherfucker. Like,
what does a better booked FTR look like in your opinion, from an AEW standpoint, or whichever of the other 2 championship belts that they do have?
A better booked FTR is truly the bare minimum of what you would want to book a good tag team. Mm-hmm. You want them on the show wrestling. That's it. That's it.
So it's a lack of Dynamite. It's a lack of Rampage, but it looks like, then again, their pay-per-views are kind of small, but
yeah, but like, you're not on Dynamite. You're not on Rampage. Only like one person in the tag team is actually having singles matches and losing a lot of them. And then your only claims, your only accolades this year is having a really good match on a dead brand, having the IWGP tag team championships. That don't mean jack shit, because that tag division is nothing but single stars coming together. and then the AAA tag team titles, which they're never in Mexico. Even when like they'll be at, you know, AEW, not performing, but also not defending, you know, the belts from the other promotions that they have.
They don't even go to Mexico to defend the titles?
Barely. I don't even man, I wish Chris Mack was here. They probably like won that belt and only defended it like once.
Mm-hmm.
On the show, you know, for the main event of Dynamite, they were trying to like gas up a little bit of like FTR's like travels or whatever, you know, going to Mexico, going to London and Japan. And I was just like, well, they only went there and had like one match. It's not like they did a tour out there. And that was the reason why they weren't on AEW. But also that still kind of disqualifies you because you out there in the boonies and not on your brand. And the niggas that's on top right now are the niggas that's saying, scissor me daddy ass.
I ended up seeing the best friend of the number 8 tag team on this PWI list. Kenny Omega ended up responding and saying, congratulations to the Usos. I thought it was tongue in cheek. I thought it was just him being a pompous ass, as I usually see him being a pompous ass online.
Yeah.
But it looked like it was true congratulations. Is the beef between them really that deep still?
Yeah.
I remember that being a WWE thing. It's still even in AEW.
That beef is real. Well, like at first it was kind of jokingly when it was in the WWE. You know, just I guess because they were both the Young Bucks and FTR at the time, they were both like kind of held like as, you know, the top tag
tier
teams,
tag teams.
Top tier tag teams. And you know, when there was separation, it was like it was all, you know, all fun and jokes. And then when it got to AEW, it was just like, oh, you're actually trying to like hinder my career right now. So yeah, I definitely think that beef runs deep. And also you got to remember that FTR was boys with CM Punk.
Okay.
So you're saying that Kenny is not being a pompous ass, but he's being a pompous ass to them.
Yeah, I was like, what do you get off trying to make fun of the Usos? But I was like, okay, you're not making fun of the Usos. You're really just smacking the shit out of FTR,
Yeah.
but then FTR can't really do anything because I'm sure they're walking in pins and needles because Tony's going to be looking around his fucking shoulder each and every time just to make sure someone else doesn't pop off.
Yeah. So I think that's hilarious. I when that tweet came out, I don't know, like I was just like, are you fucking for real? Like, and they're gonna have another match against the what is it? The Briscoes this Saturday. No build. We're just gonna do it.
Well, I mean, hey,
the cover, the magazine's already out. It's too late. I'm not trying to hear no tag team of the year. I'm not trying to hear them in the tag team of the year conversation.
and I think it would just fall on deaf ears unless you are somebody that wants to push the fact that things are not about championships. It's actually about your matches and the build and the story that you're telling. But if that's really where you're going to go with that, it's just you're clearly showing what your cards are. You're clearly showing what your motive is. I think the Usos have pretty much dominated each and every conversation that has surrounded tag teams throughout the past year and a half, almost 2 years, as much as I don't like it because they have literally beat everybody's fucking ass in the WWE. When these types of lists come out, you can't dispute it.
I saw people trying to make cases, man. I ain't hearing it.
Yeah, it's just how
you don't even have the tag, like you don't even have the tag belts. You don't even have the tag belts, bro. In your promotion, you got it from a whole. You got Fisher Price belts on you right now.
Oh, don't tell me they're interim belts. They're not interim belts, are they?
Nah, those belts just don't mean shit.
Okay, I was about to say,
like, you know, disrespect the lineage or whatever, but like you holding other companies' titles, and then you know you can't even sniff the fucking tag titles again in AEW. Come on, man. That changed a little bit tonight, and I think still is you not in the conversation. You just not.
Well, let's hope 2023 is a little bit more kinder to FTR. If not through AEW, then maybe maybe through some other ventures.
Yeah, shit. I sure shit hope, man. because they're all really good, even despite Twitter stuff and not being featured on TV and stuff like that. Like if Tony Khan just books them better, I definitely think they could be in the conversation for tag team of the year.
Sure.
Next year. With that said, let's get into AEW. Woo!
That didn't sound very convincing right there.
It's okay.
Would Quan have given a better woo there?
No, absolutely. He wouldn't even wooed. No, he wouldn't wooed, bro. What is it? Maybe Ric Flair legacy dead, so nobody was wooing no more.
Oh man.
But so to start out the AEW talk, man. So TBS was just messing up all over on Spectrum. I don't know what Spectrum is.
It's a Northeast. It's Northeast. I think it's Time Warner, right? Am I wilding? Somebody might correct me on this. I might be wilding, but I think it's
it's in New York.
Yeah, it should be. It should be within the tri-state. So Spectrum is pretty much the cable area in New York City, but I think it's also tri-state too. So if it's going down New York, you pissed off a whole bunch of Northeasterners, right? Yeah, Northeasterners.
Yeah. So surely that will go into all the ratings talks that happens later on.
Because New York was out. That's why the bill was low.
New York wasn't tapped in. Just like you remember what is it, when the hurricane came through, and I was just like, come on, man, nobody in Miami was watching that shit. And then what is it? A+, shout out to Plus, man. He has Spectrum, I guess. And then he was just saying that, like, it's frozen. The volume is not like working. So I don't know what was going on in that station out there, but Spectrum is just not with it.
Hey, if that's his way of sticking it back to New York, then by all means, he must say, hey, y'all better tap in Atlanta, y'all better tap in Jacksonville.
So we start the show with the Diamond Ring Battle Royale, and I'm not gonna lie, there was a lot of jobbers in there, so I had to lower the volume real quick.
Oh, don't do that. Why? The jobbers make a lot of noise?
Nah, I was just like, I gotta focus, bro. I think I was watching something else on the side for other podcast content, but I was just like, yeah, man, I'll catch you at the final four of this battle royale. I don't even remember who the final four was, but Ricky Starks ends up winning the Diamond Ring battle royale. So his title match against MJF will now be for the belt and the Diamond Ring at Winter is Coming next week.
Ooh.
MJF comes out, cuts a very mediocre promo. Ricky Starks just stands there, and I'm just like, man, fight back, man. Like, no way you just gonna let him, like he wasn't cooking him, but I was just like, you're not just gonna let him, you're not gonna talk your shit back.
Ricky does get a lot of credit for his promo though, right? Like I've heard, I don't want to, I mean, this is blasphemous for me to even say this, but I've heard that this is Young Rock-esque. That Ricky Starks can provide on the microphone.
MJF provided a lot of that, Twitter insults and stuff like that. That's why I was just like, when he wasn't cooking, because I was just like, all your material right now is stolen from Twitter. It's kind of sad. Ricky Starks, I felt Ricky Starks goes to grab a mic, but I feel like he should have snatched the mic away from MJF's hands. And then he cuts an insane promo on MJF. And if I was MJF, I'd be worried because MJF got there because he could talk well. And if Ricky Starks is talking better than you and wrestles better than you, I'm hitting the gym. I'm asking everybody for advice and help.
Mm-hmm.
I started seeing fucking his lunch vanish before his eyes, bro.
Well, I think in MJF's case, like he will. I guess next week we'll have to find out how that ends up going. But it's with the week of how they're going to build to it. I wouldn't expect Ricky Starks to end up clearing this out and being the new AEW champion, because we're probably going to be here with MJF for a decent amount of time. But are there going to be a lot of people in AEW that dog walk MJF on the mic? I thought this is what people hyped this train up to be.
I think that some people probably could, a lot can't. Like Moxley, I feel like Moxley could always do his thing. You know, Daniel Bryan could always do his thing. Ricky Starks does his thing. I can't really think of any other like really good talkers right now. Probably like it's not. I don't think it's gonna happen. But you know, if MJF got into it with like one of the dudes from Acclaim, I feel like they'll bar him up.
Sure.
Yeah, probably Swerve. Maybe that's a big question mark on that one. That's about it.
Do you think that they would put him in a position to fight for the AEW world title?
Well, in terms of being I just meant in terms of being able to bar MJF up.
Oh, okay.
That's really about it. And probably like some former WWE guys, probably not like Claudio or Jake Hager, but yeah, man, Ricky Starks kind of just exposed MJF, like for real. So that was very embarrassing. Next, we got William Regal's reasoning for turning on the Blackpool Combat Club. He says that the important lesson is don't trust anybody, basically.
Well, especially William Regal at that.
He basically his whole little promo was, you know, the final lesson is don't trust anybody, but I'm Blackpool Combat Club for life. And I was just like, no, that's not how that works.
Yeah, that's a big old brother right there.
That's not how this works. And then they play that after the tag team match. Blackpool Combat Club's in the ring. Tony Schiavone wants to show him it. They cut to the video. They cut back. Moxley doesn't even respond to it.
As he should.
Just tries to sell the ROH title match because Claudio can't talk for himself, or Wheeler Yuta. I said, come on now. You just gave us the reasoning. You know, I guess to like kind of like clear it up, or you know, not to leave that, you know, that thread loose or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But to not even acknowledge it is kind of crazy.
That's still a thing over there, huh? I would assume that as Claudio makes his way over there, that the promo would pick up a little bit better. Maybe have a little bit more comfort, a little bit more room to get some bars off with his group of buddies. No,
he can't talk. All those languages, can't say nothing compelling. He can't talk.
Even with the 12 languages.
I'm telling you. Me and Justin, we watched a ROH pay-per-view. I think it was like 2006 or something. Claudio cuts a promo. I swear to God, he talks the same now like he did 20 years ago. I mean, not even 20. Sorry, not 20 years ago, but in 2006. He can't talk. Whenever he talks, he, you know, stares off into the distance trying to find the next word, or you know, he just doesn't really say anything like substantial. Yeah, man, that is still a thing. Man, that sucks. That's all I'm
about to say. I thought that this would be the time that he gets a little like spread his wings a little bit. How about you you got to give Claudio the Twitter book. Give him the Twitter book and give him the fuck around and find out line. Obviously, you can't say fuck, but give him one of those hot ones.
Yeah, give him a hot one. give him a catchphrase or some shit. Maybe, man. I don't know, but yeah, Claudio can't talk. Like he put all his eggs in athletics and strength and, you know, all that other stuff. But like talking or, you know, having a personality is just not really there. Sorry to say, but yeah, I wasn't really a big fan of the segment or the tag match. But it is what it is. Now for our main event, I know it's coming to a close already, but our main event, The Acclaim versus FTR, which I don't really know about this one. I thought this match was really good, but I don't think that this match is better than The Acclaim versus the first Swerve in Our Glory match. Based on the finish of this one, they might have like what is it with the It wasn't a roll up, but it was something like that. It was like a cradle or some shit. With that being the finish, I definitely think they're gonna run it back, and hopefully they give us a little bit more. But I didn't think this was better than the Swerve in Our Glory stuff. I don't know if you go for another 3-match thing.
Yeah, because this will be the second time, right?
No, the Acclaim FTR. No, this is the first.
No, I mean, as far as like running it back, the second time they did, I think they did 2 Swerve in Our Glories, and now if they were to, due to this finish, if they do this, it'd be the second time that they would be defending those tag team championships against a team again.
Yeah. I don't know if they want to do that, but it seems like the Acclaim are should be kind of on a collision course to facing off the Ass Boys. But the Ass Boys barely get any TV time, and their faction is kind of dead. So I'm unsure on what's going to be going on with FTR going forward. But they get to face the Briscoes again. So yeah, one more match that, only 400 people are going to see. But yeah, that's about it. I don't know. I didn't really like this match. I definitely thought the Swerve and the Glory matches were a lot better. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to speculate too much, knowing how FTR gets booked, and especially as we wind down towards like the end of the year. We'll see what happens in like January or something.
You, myself, and J5, we ended up talking about a little bit of Ring of Honor throughout our A-list talk of the top 20 list of the moments of 2022 that we ended up loving so much in the A show. The Ring of Honor content this week. How did you feel about it?
I'm so tired, bro. Just give me the video library. I don't want to watch your new stuff. I don't want to watch your new, like, when I don't watch Ring of Honor past like 2007. I don't want your new stuff.
So the Ocho ain't hitting, Samojo walking around 2 bells that ain't hitting?
No, I don't like current ROH, and I haven't for a really long fucking time. Like, yeah, I'll go see them live because like live wrestling, that doesn't really happen in Miami often.
Yeah.
But like, I don't enjoy watching ROH. Like, I don't think that a lot of the people there are interesting or cool, or their TV was like amazing or anything like that. I like the classics. Like, what is it for? I guess like when John Cena was around, like those jaded WWE fans or whatever. Like, no, I just like the new shit. Like, I love the Attitude Era. I like the golden era. I like the golden era of ROH, and I'm never leaving that. I'm just not. It's truly some of the best wrestling that I've ever seen and truly enjoy. What's happening in ROH right now is some real ass.
So Final Battle, Claudio, Jericho, probably not very interested in figuring out what that result is. But that was even shocking to me when it first happened, when Jericho ended up winning the championship belt, because I did not think that Claudio was going to go out like that.
Oh, no, I definitely thought Claudio was going out like that. Come on. He had that belt. He wasn't doing shit with it. Come on now. And also ROH is like a super dead brand. Like, it doesn't matter. And also, I'm not spending $40 for it. And also, I got important stuff to do at 4:00. I'm not watching your pay-per-view.
Well, it's better that you spent $40 over whatever X amount of millions that was used to purchase it. So at least save a little bit of money there.
Yeah. I just want the video library. That's all I want, man. I don't want new ROH content. So getting into quick hits, man. We get Samoa Joe defeating Darby Allin. And I felt a match that was going too long, especially for, this kind of matchup. You get really big fucking dude, also veteran, going way too long with some scrawny motherfucker. Like, I definitely thought Samoa Joe could have put him in the dirt way earlier in this match. Like, even when he was just doing, I'm just going to play with this nigga. When Darby Allin started bouncing back, I was just like, all right, bro, what are you doing?
It was all for the sucker punch so you could catch him in the damn coquina clutch.
I was like, come on, for real. Be for real, man. I would no. And then what is it? Samoa Joe chokes this motherfucker out. The bell rings. He gets up in less than 2 minutes for a handshake. Bruh, fucking sell a little bit.
He's like, you lucky wasn't that tight, nigga. Shake my damn hand, nigga.
Yeah, I'm like, what? And then he does the post-match beatdown where he does a muscle buster on the skateboard trucks. I said, is this really necessary for Darby Allin? For real? And then Wardlow comes out after he already landed the muscle buster, and then like Excalibur goes, oh man, Wardlow came out before any more damage happened. Nigga just took skateboard trucks muscle buster to the fucking spine, bro.
It's over
Where
for
the
a
fuck
couple
were
months.
you? Where the fuck were
He
you?
should be on a couple months, a muscle buster on a damn skateboard. If they were to do that in NXT, just know whoever it is limping to the ring throughout the next 3-4 weeks.
We're not saying they're not medically cleared, bro. That's what it really is. Darby Allin probably gonna be on the show in the next 2 weeks or some shit.
Regal will be like, hold on, don't you dare go out there. Darby Allin's gonna try and fight him. He's gonna fight like 4 refs.
This shit's stupid, bro. Also, I'm not what is it? Wardlow, Samoa Joe. I'm not really interested in that match. That feud is whatever to me. And Samoa Joe is gonna be having a match against Juice Robinson. I'm just like, okay, bro, I don't really care about this. Mm-hmm. We got Claudio, Wheeler Yuta, and they face off the Jericho Appreciation Society. And their opponents for the ROH pay-per-view, Jake Hager and Daniel Garcia. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not even gonna cap you down. I was washing dishes.
but because of the Appreciation Society or the Blackpool Combat Club?
Both.
Oh, all right. Well,
I said ROH content building right now? Let me wash these plates, man.
Not even the Ring of Honor Pure Championship from Pure Wrestlers would entice you to even tap in?
No, absolutely not, bro.
Especially after how they were just silent from not doing anything or saying anything about William Regal. It probably tapped out.
Yeah. They played a video after. We already talked about that. But yeah, I'm not really interested in anything Combat Club right now. Danielson's still in the hospital. He probably just hospital, quote unquote. That boy just chilling at home. But it is what it is on that. Next, it is, you already know when this happened, man. This happened at 9:20, man. We got the baddies out. We got Jade showing up on Dynamite, which is great to have her finally have our TBS champion on TBS.
On TBS, yeah, that's a good idea from time to time.
Layla Gray and Red Velvet, who I felt had a really impressive showing in this match. I was just like, she was Iron Survivor in there, really doing most of the offense in that match. I thought it was really interesting. And they defeated Kiera Hogan, Sky Blue, and Madison Rayne. Once Jade got into the match, she took like some offense from Kiera Hogan and then wrapped it up really fucking quick. And I was just like, well, gave him a good 10 minutes with a commercial break. And we're done.
Man, the last time that I tapped into AEW, I was kind of heartbroken to see that they ditched my dog Kiera Hogan, man. What's going on there? How long ago was that?
I think that was like 2 weeks ago.
It was 2 weeks ago? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so I am fairly current.
Honestly, I'm not going to lie, bro. If I was Jade, I would have turned too. When Nyla Rose was running around with my belt and you were supposed to help me get it back and you wasn't getting the fucking job done, yeah, I'm going to have to swing on you, bro.
I remember, what was I supposed to do? There's a legendary Guerrero right next to her. You're dipping out in bitch. You're dipping out in limos. You're dipping out in cars. I can't chase them down.
Shoot the car.
Shoot the car. Guerrero could pull down the strap and shot the damn tires out just to get this belt back. I think that would mean lifetime. Lifetime.
That's good television right there. That's
exactly. He would be a lifetime member of the baddies, but now she has to hold it down solo. I felt so bad. Yeah. Sorry, Kiera.
I think that's cool. Hopefully, a lot of people were kind of like down on the idea of Kira Hogan possibly being our TBS champion. But what from what I saw in that match, I thought it was a really good showing. Like, she can wrestle. Like, I don't think she's necessarily like all that bad. And if there's not going to be any other face to take it off Jade, I think it should be Kira Hogan. Like, you know, there's an actual kind of like story established here.
Would that be enough to like really bring it home that Kiera is really strong enough to knock out, what is it, almost 600 days now? I would assume. The last time I saw it was like 500 or something. So I'm assuming 100 days later.
It's a fake ass Goldberg reign, but yeah.
Oh, it's Goldberg numbers.
It's yeah.
Oh wow! I thought I was
not like the undefeated streak isn't
the
Goldberg numbers, but like
okay.
But like how long this streak has been going is Goldberg numbers. You get me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm personally cool with Kira Hogan taking that championship because there's an actual story here.
Yeah.
And I think is really interesting. Which is a very simple, bitch, you betrayed me. A betrayal story. That's all that's needed.
Yeah, that boosts Kiera up crazy if she ends up taking it from Jade Cargill. At least I would assume. Yeah,
that'd be fine. And then Jade can possibly, you know, fight for it back or lose again. We could finally get, you know, away from this undefeated streak. And then, you know, she could actually start developing in the ring and stuff like that. But next quick hit, we already talked about it. Final battle is going to be happening on Saturday, same day as Deadline, but it's going to be at 4 p.m. I'm not going to be around. I'm not going to be there. Very sorry, folks. You will not be getting a prediction show or reviews on that from I.
It's Deadline day, but we got to tap in with Sean, man. We ain't got the time for the rest, man.
Come on, man. I don't even know. I looked at the rest of the car, or I looked at the ROH like talent is on the car. I said, I don't know none of you niggas.
Man, speaking of what I had to look at this week, we already shouted out A+. I got to shout out A+ again. A+ has had me in a rabbit hole of botchamanias when he showed me the Lord. Simpsons clip of Shawn Michaels explaining the Iron Survivor Challenge. Possibly tears in my eye. But I needed it, though, because within these past couple of weeks past of NXT, and now it's the week of Deadline, and I'm scratching my head. I'm like, what was that shit again? How's it go again? And I had to make sure that I tap in, and I was like, okay, now I think I'm ready for Saturday.
I'm trying to understand the penalty box thing, but we just gonna do this as we go.
Yeah, I'll have to see the penalty box. If they start banging on if it's like some hockey shit, and they was like, get me out this motherfucker, I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm kind of.
Are there multiple penalty boxes? Like, you know, like is it like a reverse? What is it? Elimination chamber?
Yeah, if it's 90 seconds, you can have a good 90-second fight. If there's two niggas in the penalty box, and you're just
they just start swinging for 90
man, you the reason I'm in this bitch. No, the fuck I'm not, and just. That's a good 90. You can get a good 90-second fight out there.
Oh my fucking God, bro. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Deadline.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Wow.
Wow.
Whoa! Wait!
Whoa, hold up.
No way!
Hold the damn phone. What are they doing here? No.
Now I'm in the Christmas spirit,
no, man.
Yeah! Wow!
All right. That was a really good interview. I like the talking about Edge, helping him out with his promos. I think that's why a lot of them are a little more like wicked and a little more cryptic than other things. If we could see a WWE show in Nigeria, I think that'd be crazy.
I was gonna say Triple H already has me. My ears have already perked up to the idea of Triple H talking about Puerto Rico in any form or fashion.
Yeah, I know it possibly might not be like great money wise to be going like, you know, traveling overseas all the time and stuff like that for like pay-per-views and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think like if you could sprinkle it in, you know, every, you know, biannual like international pay-per-view thing, I think that'd be really, really cool. You know, or well, I guess they couldn't. I was gonna say, you know, kind of do like a show like the India Spectacular that they did, but like they don't have many Nigeria talent stuff like that. But
yeah, I guess one of their positives is just like it's different than it was 20 years ago. Like you could really explore many different areas of the world, and if you don't make it a premium live event, you could probably put something on Peacock like how they used to do on the WWE network. They would put smaller things, smaller shows that might not be a pay-per-view, might not be a premium live event at that time, but, you know, end up still showing something that ends up being nice and still feels like a pretty good spectacle and gets to push some storylines forward with that too. So something in Nigeria would be very, very lit. I do want to shout out Mills for repping the West Indians with his question about expectation. That is something that definitely hits near and dear home, and Apollo gave a great answer there too.
All great stuff. So shout out to Mills, Quan, and Apollo, man. But let's get into NXT and then these deadline predictions, man. Big triple threat week this week with Raw and NXT back to back with, I think, you know, stellar triple threat matches. First one, we get Andre Chase, Axiom, and Von Wagner. I thought this match was really good. Kind of the wrong winner. I ain't gonna cap you down. But Andre Chase did his goddamn thing. Axiom did the thing. And I think Von Wagner surprisingly didn't play spoiler or, you know, didn't come up with the upset. But I thought this match was really, really good. Would you think, Mark?
Yeah, admittedly speaking, I'm not necessarily saying that when Axiom comes on, I walk out the room, but it's just, I just need a little bit more. I don't know if it's a little bit more time. I don't know if it's a little bit more from Axiom, but leaving this triple threat match, you already know how you and I rep with Chase U. I thought this was going to be the moment. He's going to have his moment in the Iron Survivor Challenge, not necessarily win it. Not necessarily saying Andre Chase should win and be able to fight for the NXT championship, but I thought he was going to be able to have that moment to be able to flirt with championship gold once again. And Von Wagner, I just roll my eyes at this point in time. But yeah, as long as it wasn't Wagner, completely fine.
Yeah, I was really happy about that. My only thing with Axiom winning is that I feel like there's too many people in the match like Axiom already. And I just think like, you know, Andre Chase just wrestles different. And that would have been fine. Like, I don't really think we needed like mad high flyers, or like, I don't even think there's like mad high flyers in it, but you have Mello.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get a Mello Axiom moment. JD, Axiom. That offense against Axiom might end up being pretty interesting. He might try and take those legs out completely so that there is not much high fly in the way that JD does and ends up being a little bit more technical with that. Grayson's offense against Axiom could be a little bit different, and then Joe Gacy, obviously, a much different offense than Axiom too.
They're the ones that, but I felt like, you know, with what is it, the ladder match that they had for the North American, I felt like that, like, you know, that had like mad high flyers in it. Can we like just dial it back a little bit, especially like for this, because I feel like Mat Wrestling is, or like, you know, maybe we don't need a crazy spots and shit like that. Like I was really hoping for Andre Chase to win it there, but it seems like he's going down his dissension storyline right now, with Duke being kind of like not realizing Duke is the bane of his existence right now.
That boy Duke, boy know how to catch a check. Hey, Duke. I see you, boy. Sometimes I'll be watching NXT. I'm like, Duke, I don't know how you do it, but you do
it. What is it? Zion Quinn is the one. I'm just like,
Quinn is like,
you know how to steal, bruh. You know how to steal. Damn, I'm trying to get like you, boy. Next triple threat, we got Indy Hartwell, Wendy Chu, and Fallon Henley, and I think this one definitely had the right winner. With Indy Hartwell, who's been just changed her wrestling style all of a sudden. Starting wrestling more like a big, you know, like a hoss, more of a giant. And, you know, she's she's taller than a lot of the women. So I think like, yeah, this style definitely like this works for you. Working, you're kind of Kevin Nash Diesel style.
Yeah, I ended up seeing what you were talking about in Discord in wanting a more versatile, technical type Indy Hartwell. And even though, it ends up looking a little bit rough from time to time especially within this triple threat match as well, I think that could end up paying off just based on the fact that Indy towers over a lot of these women. You could really have a little bit of a slower match and try and do your offense a little bit different than you have in past when you are pretty much tag team oriented.
Yeah. Indy Hartwell, probably like the only people she wouldn't like tower over is probably like Nikita Lyons and Last Legend. That leaves like a lot of like smaller people on the roster. Like last week when I was watching that match with Roxanne, I know Quan said that he found it to be like a little slow, but I was just like, you're witnessing something special right now. Indy Hartwell is doing like some really good stuff right there with, slowing the pace down, really focusing on the lower back of Roxanne. Like I felt like the psychology was like really, really there. And if she could bring that into Deadline, I think, positive. That's a positive for me, man. Wendy Chu and Fallon Henley, they also showed the fuck out. I think Fallon Henley's great. I gave her I gave her a stellar grade last semester. I think she's really coming together. I think faster than a lot of the other women are who's been on. I don't know how long she's been wrestling for, or if she has a wrestle background or anything. But in this triple threat here, I saw some good stuff. And Wendy Chu, always great stuff. So
absolutely.
Indy Hartwell wins, pulls up to the Toxic Lounge, talks that shit. I said, "Hold on, what's going on, bruh? Who put the fire under her ass, man?"
Hey, I'm sure Twitter has been doing more than enough fire throughout these past couple of days. She has her work cut out for her on Saturday because there is a list of people that she is going to have to try and get towards. One being who we just mentioned, Roxanne Perez.
Yeah, definitely got her. I think like Roxanne Perez as our NXT Women's Champion is the inevitable.
And I'm hoping that it happens sooner than later because boy,
this reign needs to end.
Yes,
but
please.
I truly feel like Roxanne is the inevitable NXT Women's Champion. That's inevitable. I might be gassing it. It's cool. If I'm wilding and stuff like that. But I also feel like Indy might be another inevitable as well.
Okay. And make her the NXT Women's Championship. Make her the NXT Women's Champion. I think that would be nice, and that would definitely show a lot of the long road of her getting there. I think there is a really good story in that. Between Kiana James is just a little bit too new to do that. Between Cora Jade, yes, there is some history with Toxic Attraction, but the way that this is the new generation of Jade, I don't think they can pull that off the way that they could have done in years past when Cora was with Roxanne.
Yeah, I just feel like Roxanne's kind of story with Jade. Well, I guess like when they broke up or whatever, we were expecting like a Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano thing, like mad matches, like a really long feud and stuff like that. So I, setting up that expectation, I felt as if they're not done, even though it feels like they're done. Something might spark at Deadline, but it feels like that story between them is done right now. And that's where I feel that Indy Hartwell could possibly slide in there.
Yeah, when Roxanne checked the cell phone and she was like, damn, left me on red. Shit. Guess it's over. I was just like, well, all right.
Yeah, block their number and shit like that. But like, nah, I just felt like, eventually, and like Indy has been a little heelish. So, her desperation to keep the title could definitely, like, she could definitely play the heel in that role right there. Desperation for the title. And then, she lose, shakes hands, main roster.
Speaking of heels, the new Zoe Stark, what are her chances?
0.
Just straightforward, not even interested in seeing anything from Zoe on Saturday. As long as he doesn't try and do them aerials, boy, that's it.
I feel like, Zoe Stark wrestles really well.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can give her. I can't say I'm necessarily excited to see anything that they're gonna pull off. Like, I don't think that, their chances are zero. So I'm not really looking at them to go, well, like they might go crazy, wrestling with Roxanne. That might be interesting, tangling up with her. And then, Kiana James as well.
Imagine Zoe's in the penalty box and like Nikita just like locks the penalty box and doesn't let her back out. And she's like, hey, let me out, this motherfucker.
I would appreciate that, actually. I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be really cool, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Hey, man, Sean, put it together, man.
Hey, Sean,
I like that.
I'll give you that one for free now. The other one's gonna cost you now.
Yeah, let's go with that. I like that a lot. But let's move on. That was only the first topic. I'm so sorry. We got Isla Dawn's NXT debut against Thea Hale. Duke tried to not or tried to veto this match. Andre Chase said, what do you mean she can't wrestle, bro? Just let her get her reps, bro. And I'm just like, yeah. It's not like this is not the first time she got her ass beat.
Yeah.
Why is it so different now? Isla Dawn beats that ass. Like it's the match that I think Samoa Joe and Darby Allin should have had. Beats that ass and then beats it a little more. Andre Chase, when Thea Hale loses, he's just like, well, she lost. Duke is just like, I told you so. And I was just like, yeah, this is not the first time she lost, though. It's not that big of a fucking deal, guys. She'll come back stronger and fired up.
And as much as I'm not, I will admittedly say I was not highly tapped into NXT UK. Tell me, how fearful should I be of Isla Dawn?
As of right now, you shouldn't be. If she's not really around the women's title right now, but I would say that she definitely came into a kind of gimmick or like career. I wouldn't say like career resurgence, because I felt like that's a little much. It's not like she was like dead in the water, but this new gimmick that she has going on for her has done wonders. I'm infinitely more interested in her. I think she's way more interesting. She has a great look. Compared to like what she was doing before, which I just felt like she was just a redhead that lost a lot. So her being sort of a threat, like an actual threat, being this dark kind of character, I think it's cool. It's really, really good stuff. I'm really rocking with it. Alba Fire, not rocking with it. Tried to jump her ass after the match. Referees trying to break it up. One of them boys caught the miss. She might get fined for that one. I don't think that was for him.
Poor Alba, man. It's just,
hey,
it's not her fault, but then again, man,
she gotta go, bro.
That toxic attraction stench is just, it's literally toxic. It's literally toxic. I'm looking at Alba Fire like, damn. How many days you NXT UK Women's Champion? And it shouldn't be that way. I'm never really that fan.
It shouldn't be that way, but also if I could talk about FTR's shitty booking, I could talk about Alba Fire's kind of shitty booking. You lose, as Kaylee Ray, Mandy smoked your ass twice. You spin the block as Alba Fire, same tactics. Kidnapping, jumping, chasing,
bats.
Got your ass whooped again.
Got launched off the ladder.
You said, oh man, nothing's gonna come between us. I got your girl locked up in the basement. Let's run it, ho.
Still got launched,
bruh.
And I was thinking that it was just like
foolish to me, bruh. That was silly shit right there.
I was just looking at it like, man, if you're the champion for that long, and I remember how heavy she was popping shit at NXT UK, I'm like, she probably would have had a decent amount of enemies that now want to spin the block. But you had told me that with that, it wasn't even really the case.
But yeah, that's not even a story of like Isla Dawn just being like, man, I remember we used to really beat my ass in NXT UK because when Kaylee Ray was champion, Isla Dawn was not seeing that belt.
Yeah.
So I don't really understand why they're feuding necessarily. But if Isla Dawn can get this win, make her name off Alba Fire, and then they send Alba Fire off, I think that's perfect.
Sure. And maybe Isla Dawn can end up following that up and telling the story of why she had to send Alba Fire out.
Or just claiming the accolade, same as Tony D'Angelo takes for sending Ciampa out. Pete
that'd be a
out.
way better version of Tony D'Angelo and Ciampa. Oh God.
Let her wear that chip on the shoulders that she sent Isla Dawn to a bigger paycheck. Next, we get a pretty deadly Xmas, bruh.
Hey man, the fits still on point. Not a big fan of showing the titties every week, but you know what?
I'm not gonna lie,
still
bruh.
clean. I like the fabrics.
There needs to be like an Instagram or a Twitter account or the memes where they just ID what the fuck these niggas wear, bruh.
There's no way. It's got to be all custom. It's got to be all custom.
Nah, but you remember when Pretty Daily was beating on Duke ass and he had that like that teddy bear sweater or some shit. That shit was hard, bruh.
I'm gonna tell you, it's all custom, laddie.
Hey man, just link me, bruh. If I see that $600 price tag, I'll go. Okay, I understand.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be. It's either all customs and they might have to grail their entire. A Pretty Deadly grailed would actually sell out.
Oh man, I don't know if I could fit it, but just knowing what the product is,
all 100% material. You don't have to worry about a single thing of this being imported somewhere cheap.
Yeah. But nah, we get a really good little story time with Pretty Deadly. I thought it was really funny, but also at the same time, I was just like, damn, who the fuck who's challenging y'all next? Like, what's going on? Then some music I didn't think I'd ever hear. I was also washing dishes for this one, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. I ran back to my room, bro. I said, ain't no fucking way. I ran back to my room, got my phone, pulled up YouTube TV on that, and took it back to the kitchen so I could continue watching dishes. New Day is in the NXT zone.
Hey man,
I said, nigga, what?
Hey, you do have some NXT alumni. You do have one half of NXT alumni here. But this is the product of the bloodline kicking everybody's fucking ass.
Hey, man.
Sometimes you just gotta look for some new inspiration.
If the bloodline is responsible for me getting Pretty Deadly versus New Day, possibly 2 years earlier than it's supposed to happen, I'm gonna put my one up for that.
Really? That's what you needed for your. That's what you needed for your ones up.
I'm gonna put my one up for that, man. Because Pretty Deadly, they're main roster ready. We really probably would have waited like 1 or 2 years for this match, but we're getting it now.
And this is a much better tag. And this is a much better tag team reign than that first rendition. I will say that. Yeah. Pretty Deadly's first title reign.
That was a clear mishap. Why that had to go down?
that was a whoops.
Yeah, that was a little whoopsie, bro. But nah, this is great. I really like this. When I saw the New Day holding them tag titles up, I was just like, all right, man, put that down, bro.
Kofi can't bring some lineage, some power into the NXT Tag Team Championships.
This motherfucker, you was born in 1968.
Don't do that to Kofi.
You holding up the young man's title, man. Put that shit down.
Don't do that. Don't do that to Kofi, man.
Nah, man.
Just because he was watching Happy Days, don't do that.
How the fuck you one of the longest WWE championship? You holding up the NXT title right now, man.
The other one's in hostage. We can't do shit about that, as you can see.
Fight back.
Ain't none of that. Xavier knows he kicked off the first ever takeover. Come on, man. Let's go back. Let's go to
fight
Orlando,
back, man. Not rocking with that. But no, I'm really looking forward to the match, man. I think that's gonna be fantastic. That's gonna be really great. Next, we get the Waller effect with the Deadline competitors, just the male ones. This as a main event, I was kind of making sure my PS5 was, warmed up.
You just grabbing the controller, feeling the texture for a little bit.
The switch from NXT going to the monitor to the phone, seamless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no lag out there in the performance center.
I said I just needed to listen to this because it's not a match. I just need to listen. Everybody said a lot of stuff, and then they fought at the end. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. We all want to fight. We all want to fight Braun Breaker, one way or another. All of us, I'm sure, have different reasons.
Yeah, so motherfuckers just want to be champion. I definitely think that Melo definitely showed out there with just kind of just being like, I'm the only one. Well, like him and Axiom was just him and Axiom were like, I'm the only one that hasn't gotten that chance yet. A lot of you others spoiled it. Y'all ain't getting the job done. Why are y'all here? Yeah, I thought that was a good snapping point. But the rest of them was just talking general shit and chatter. Like it was just filling for time. I didn't really. That's why I had to pull it up on the phone. You feel me? I didn't feel like anything like substantial was really gonna happen. There was gonna be a surprise 6th competitor or some shit.
Yeah, and Carmelo's one of the ones that's probably like, hey man, I'm the only one that can say, hey, Seth Rollins, fight me, and it'd actually be entertained. Rest of y'all ain't doing that. I'll guarantee you that right now. I fully deserve to be fighting for the NXT Championship. I've held down the North American Championship for a decent amount of time, but now obviously it's been Wesley, but now it should be my time to be NXT champion.
They were just like, you had the North American title and you lost it twice this year, and I was just like, the rest of you niggas never had gold.
Yep. Talk about it.
They already done melt the NXT or what is it? They already done melt the cruiserweight shit down. JD, that shit don't matter no more. Yeah,
JD, you've had your time. Grayson not buying it. Gacy, be happy that Schism is hitting right now, because when you were getting speared out your damn suit by Braun Breaker earlier this year,
Applebee's ass outfit. What?
Yup, when that button was popping after that spear, that shit was not hitting. An Axiom don't even look this way at the NXT Championship.
Mm-hmm. Like, come on now. But yeah, I hope Carmelo comes out the winner here. I think that'd be really interesting. And then we could get that cracking, till TakeOver or something. I think that'd be really cool. But quick hits now. We're going to kind of speed through this a little bit. So we got Charles Dempsey versus Hank Walker. Get Hank Walker off my screen, bro. Stop that shit. And then Drew Gulak was out there, scouting, just chilling. He didn't really say much. So we'll see what happens.
My dog Gulak does what he wants, man. 2K trainer, man.
Yeah, you feel me? That boy got me through it, man.
Yeah, 2K trainer.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens if he takes him under his wing, or if Drew Gulak takes him under his wing and shit like that, Regal ain't coming, bro. Or Regal ain't gonna be on TV, bro.
Yeah, just be like, hey, I got some notes from Bill Siegel that told me to tell you.
Yeah, man. A good friend of mine, Bean Siegel, bro.
Yeah, Bean Siegel told me to tell you. I think we got William Regal's new nickname. Hold on, Bean Siegel.
I think that might be kind of fucked up, knowing his history, but my fault, bro.
I'm sorry, William. I forgot about that.
I'm so sorry. Next, Apollo Crews and Braun Breaker, they go for some quiet time, going fishing. Braun Breaker met him in his tranquility space, that diner. Apollo said,
that goddamn
I can
Benny's
find you
every week.
Yeah, bro. He got to switch it up with the breakfast, boy. We need to get some Belgian waffles, bro.
Apollo pulled up in the middle of the ocean on some South Park shit and met Braun. How come nobody's launched him off that damn boat, man?
Apollo probably should have, honestly. But yeah, they just, they talk. They were being real humble. Then Apollo Crews starts throwing a little bit of stabs in there, trying to get under his skin. I thought it was a really cool segment. I thought it was, it's not the diner, so I thought it was cool that it was in a different setting. And then what is it? Apollo Crews kind of like highlighted parallels between them two, like them using Braun Breaker using the standing moonsault, and he was just like, "Man, I never wrestled myself before. This might be a little difficult." I said, "Yeah, chill out, bro."
But hey, you know what? This lead up to the NXT Championship match feels a whole lot better than Braun Breaker punching TVs, falling off scaffolds, and a whole bunch of other stuff that has happened in previous years. Thing that I just wasn't buying. As much as we've had these conversations in Discord on how much Braun Breaker's NXT Championship reign is hitting or not hitting. I think that the way that they have done between Apollo and Braun has kept it nice and standard, nice and surface level, to where you know that this is a battle of two people that clearly want the same shit, and we don't have to dance around and do fireballs or anything crazy. Let's just have a good wrestling match, have a good fight, and whoever wins obviously ends up being the NXT champion. But I think it's going to do a whole lot towards continuing what Apollo has said that he has wanted, which was something that he did not have the opportunity to get a couple of years ago, which is the NXT championship.
They're keeping it very simple, keeping it very old school. I think in terms of Breaker's title reign, I do like it. I just I think just for a small stretch between, well, like not a small stretch, but the Gacy and McDonough, I just felt like those matches were all like fine, but like story wise, I thought they just weren't really hitting like that for me. And if I had to like rank, the best stories told in his title reign, Cameron Grimes up top, Ciampa, Apollo. Well, we got to see how this Apollo story like finishes out. So let's throw like an asterisk on there.
Yeah, exactly.
What is it? Cameron Grimes really being like that desperation, doing it for his father and all that stuff. I thought that was all really good stuff. And then Tommaso Ciampa, like it being a true like passing of the torch moment. You could even sprinkle in like put like even like the Dolph thing in like a parentheses, because Dolph was also involved for a little bit. But yeah, man, that's what I would say for those. Next, we get Tony D'Angelo defeating Zion Quinn. I can't say I really cared about this match, but Wesley said, "Hey, man, whenever you're ready, I'm ready." And then Dijak was just like, maybe I'll be in the match. I don't know. He just said a whole bunch of shit. And I was just like, oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, Dijak's gonna need a little bit more. Dijak's gonna need a little bit more time. I'll see y'all boys in January or February, the next takeover.
Yeah, we'll see when that happens. I love Dijak. I'm not really the gimmick is making me uncomfortable, but we'll see what happens there. Next we get Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. Yes, that's their name. They defeat Anofe and Malik Blade with some interference from Von Wagner. So it seems like Odyssey Jones and Von Wagner is going to be a feud.
Swinging on the niggas. Time. See how he does? Crazy.
Some niggas just need their ass beat. I thought this match was really good, man. I do like I like both these teams. I'm glad they shook hands and all that, and like there's not they don't try to turn either of them heel. Yeah, solid match. I really liked it. Julius Creed wilding out
per usual.
He trying to duck off on the doctor. he trying to lie to the doc. Crazy.
When he be in when he
Can't
be in the
condone that.
ring and dropping on both knees in the middle of a suplex, fucking it up, then get all his damn leg power back in the air and then stand for 10 more seconds in a suplex. I said, Julius, you are doing a lot. I fuck with it, but you are doing a lot right now.
You're different, but I'm gonna need you to be different and healthy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Nah, you ain't ducking that shit. But he's getting checked out. He's about to get medically cleared. Ivy Niles is just like, hey man, check his ribs though. He's just like, my ribs are fine. And then the doctor just puts the what's the shit called? The little
stethoscope.
Yeah, the stethoscope. He put it. He's like, breathe for me. Oh, your shit fun.
Yeah.
My guy. I've been to a lot of doctors. All right, man. How'd you do a whole physical on this man and never checked his breathing till the very end? Fire this nigga.
And they got PTO, boy. Hey, that's how it be. I mean, it has to be sometimes when you got a PTO
Ain't
already.
no
When you put in
way,
the
bro.
December PTO, yeah, that December PTO be hit when you're like, damn, I'm about to be out for 3 weeks. Hey man, wrap the shit up, man.
That boy phoning it the hell in, bro. Yeah, so no Julius Creed for quite some time. Well, you know, shoot or not. Sanga and Veer. No, it's not Veer. Is it Veer?
That's a good question. I'm pretty sure it's still Veer.
Okay.
I could be completely fucking that up.
Indishar. They interrupt some jobber match that was supposed to happen with Big Body Javi, and they said, damn, sucks that you're injured, man. Come back when you're better. And then Julius Creed said, motherfucker, I'm good. Fucking ribs all crackling or dangling off. I'm good.
Yeah, don't do that, bro. Because you're gonna
no,
leave the rest of your brother Brutus, and that man is about to get power bombed. Don't do it, bro.
I kind of like the story. It's interesting. Julius Creed just being stubborn and stuff like that. It gives them something to do, and I think it's cool. And it gives them an excuse to like, oh, why aren't you guys at Deadline?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the show. And speaking of Deadline, let's get into these predictions. All right, so we got Alba Fire versus Isla Dawn in a singles match. Who you coming out with?
Alba, I would love a W for you. If you take the L ski, I'm hoping that you're going to main roster in 2023. So just to hold Alba down, I'm going with Alba.
Big bars. I rock with that. I'm gonna go with Isla Dawn though. I definitely think that Alba Fire time has passed.
Mm-hmm.
This should be the person that takes her spot.
And we'll see what it was. We'll see what it ends up with if she ends up going to main roster. I think there's a lot of women that you can mix up with right now. Obviously, Triple H is getting this women's division looking nice and stacked for 2023. You could end up being a nice piece towards that.
Mm-hmm. So looking forward to that. We got Pretty Deadly versus the New Day for the Tag Team Championships. I gotta go Pretty Deadly.
I would be pretty shocked if New Day ends up being the new NXT Tag Team Champions. I don't think
my head would hurt.
They could be like, yeah, you can have our damn longest title reign. I bet you can't come back here and get the NXT Tag Team titles, you bitch. But I don't think it's gonna happen though. I'll go with Pretty Deadly too.
Oh my god, bro. No, I can't see the New Day with that joint, bro. No. We get Braun Breaker versus Apollo Crews for the NXT Championship. This might be a shot. This one might be a surprise. I ain't gonna lie.
If Braun Breaker loses the NXT Championship, I think it would feel like earlier this year, the Dolph win was pretty damn surprising to me. Him losing to Apollo for the NXT Championship at the end of the year would also be a pretty big shock. I don't know. I'm not 1000% positive if Apollo is going to be the one to do it. I think I gotta stick with Braun. I've already learned to stop betting against Braun a little while ago. I bet against him at Worlds Collide. I still took the L. So you know
I would have betted against him at Worlds Collide. Best believe.
I was like, no chance in hell he's keeping this belt, and he kept the fucking belt. So you know what? I'm just gonna stick with what I know and not try to get too sexy with this pick.
I'm conditioned for title changes to, kind of be saved for the Mania takeover. And I just think that you do these Deadline matches and then you're trying to cook something up with the brand new champion leading into that. Maybe they can just keep digging, let's say Apollo Crews wins, and then Carmelo Hayes wins, and they just start doing slide digs at each other until till Vengeance Day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think since Vengeance Day is kind of close, so I think to have a new champion for that might be a little much. So
sure,
I'm gonna go with Braun Breaker.
All right.
Next, we got our women's Iron Survivor: Zoe Stark, Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez, Kiana James, and Indy Hartwell. We didn't talk much about Kiana James when we were talking about the women's earlier, but I think her chances are also Zoe Stark's a 0, but Kiana James is a 0.1.
What's that 0.1 determined from?
I've been really impressed with her in these past 2 weeks.
Okay.
The whole the thing with trying to buy the bar from Fallon Henley's Fallon, that story is kind of whatever to me, but she's coming together very well, and I'm always impressed. I'm someone who's always impressed with someone's development, especially reviewing the developmental brand. So her just turning the switch on and becoming really good, bizarre to me. It's amazing me. But for this, I'll let you pick first.
I think Roxanne's too easy of a pick, man. If they and on top of the fact that Roxanne could end up getting that shot at the NXT Women's Championship by the time that Mania happens anyway, in some form or fashion. This doesn't have to be the end all be all here. You did have good points about Indy. It's too early for Kiana. Zoe, not buying it. Cora would be nice, but I don't know how you package Cora versus Mandy to me again and try to convince me that heel Cora is now about to whoop Mandy's ass for the NXT Women's Championship. It's just too similar.
Not.
So you know what?
I don't personally, I don't feel that Cora Jade has gotten any better in the ring since the last Mandy match.
The character's been great. In ring, is a little bit different.
Yeah. I feel like Roxanne is an inevitable.
But the sexy pick is it? But the sexy pick is Indy.
I would, for me, let's give it to Indy, because I feel like if Roxanne gets this opportunity, I don't feel like Indy's ever gonna get that opportunity.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. All right, I think I might have to stick with the sexy pick. Let's go Indy.
Yeah, so Indy Hartwell is going to come out with it, and even if she loses, it doesn't matter. But I definitely think to really build some momentum and stuff like that, Indy Hartwell should take it, and then just have Cora Jade have their feud reignite in this match, so that keeps those two busy. And then Indy, that's our big secondary women's feud.
Exactly.
Next, we get the men's Iron Survivor: Carmelo Hayes, JD McDonough, Joe Gacy, Grayson Waller, and Axiom. I'm going all in on Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah, not Axiom. Good on JD. Gacy, I don't think you need another shot at this, even though Schism looking way better than it was at the beginning of the year. Let's save some of that good karma that's going on with Schism right now towards something else, probably. Grayson Waller would piss a lot of people off. I do usually like the piss off pick.
I'm not mad at it, but I don't see it.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't want to see this is JD's fourth chance at this will be number 4, right? Either 3 or 4 at fighting for the NXT Championship. I wouldn't want to see him versus Braun again.
I don't think it's been that many. No.
Has it? He brought Braun 1-on-1. They fought in the triple threat. So this would be 3rd, right?
Nah.
Am I wild?
I think you're thinking of JD.
No. That's what I said. JD.
Oh yeah. No, not JD. No.
Yeah, I just don't want to see JD do it for a 3rd time. So sexy pick is Grayson. I want to see Carmelo fight for that NXT championship. Definitely do. That's about as safe. This is like similar to Roxanne Perez. Feels like the safe pick. The piss off pick. I'm going to go with the piss off pick. I'm going to go Grayson Waller.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Carmelo Hayes. I know it is like a safe option, but it does feel inevitable.
Yeah.
Like how long can you deny Carmelo, you know? Or at least like give him a shot. You feel me? But yeah, that is it for us and our deadline predictions. Tap in Saturday.
Exciting weekend ahead.
Yeah, super excited weekend ahead. We're gonna close this out with subscribing to us on YouTube. We're gonna have a lot the Apollo Crews interview is gonna go up on YouTube. You can check it out with visuals and all. You can donate to the Wrestle Club's charity, get those kids to WrestleMania. We already got them to WrestleMania, but you know, if you want to help those kids get some Leo's tacos, or you know, hit up an In-N-Out, or don't take the kids to Fat Sal's. But you know, if you want to take them to get one of those, what is it? What's the crypto burger that Josh be liking?
Oh, God, I don't know if they want to go to the crypto burger right now. Crypto's kind of low right now, but if they do want to head out to Bored and Hungry, I'm sure it's still an amazing burger.
Yeah. You know, what Roscoe's, you know, you want to take the kids to Roscoe's.
Don't take the kids to Roscoe's. Uber Eats that.
Uber Eats it.
Uber Eats that, man.
If you want to help Uber eat some kids some Roscoe's, man, you know, donate to the charity, man. It's all for the kids. Much love. Subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/the A Show RNC. If you subscribe to our Patreon, this might actually be a time exclusive. Honestly, I feel like the time is already wrapped up. But you could submit into our giveaway for a replica championship belt that we won during the Black Pod Connect. Shout outs to Meals and Justin for doing that. I can't do trivia. I can't even do regular life trivia, let alone wrestling trivia. So all great stuff, man. And don't forget, you could also subscribe. You could also subscribe to the Black Announce Table, and hopefully you could try to score yourself some tickets to a local show in your area. Or you can subscribe also to the Black Wrestling Pod and get you some $200. You know, subscribe to all of us.
The $200 will hit, but at the A Show, you do get that replica belt. It won't be the BND championship. The BND is a little bit exclusive, but that replica belt will still hit. I guarantee you that.
I'm low key mad that I'm part of this network because I really want to win a belt, bro. I need another belt. When Meal said I could. Patron.
That's patron with an asterisk on it, Meals. Come on, man.
when he said that I couldn't participate, I was kind of sad because I was just like,
he told you that you don't participate. Okay, good job, Meals.
I know I can't participate. I'm part of the network.
Okay, good job, Meals. I was about to say, don't tell him you could come in with an asterisk.
Oh nah, I wish I could, bro. I need that UK belt, man.
NXT UK belt. Okay,
I need the UK belt.
Okay.
That would look great in my room. But you know, feel free to subscribe to all of us, and you know, kind of enter in our raffles. Mark, you got Black Print. Sell us on it, man. The amp and all.
Brand new episode coming out next week. Literally, when you are hearing this, we will be on AMP later tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, with our special guest this week, Trevor Trout. He will be with us talking plenty of things between Clutch Sports. It's probably going to be a sports-centric episode, I guess you would say, similar to how we had an amazing one with Pierce Simpson. So expect to see just about the same thing this week, but tonight specifically. AMP app, AMP web player. You can hear us and Trev tonight for Black Print Radio before next week's new episode of the Black Print. So if you do not have the opportunity to tune in and hear us on AMP tonight, it will be with you on the replay on a brand new episode of the Black Print next week.
All right, man. And don't forget to subscribe to the Black Print Patreon, man. All great content from you guys. I can't wait to get on my episode and do my damn thing. And that is it from us. You can follow Mark at My Main MC. You can follow me, Cyrus, on Twitter at Cyrus on TWR, and the A Show at the A Show RNC. All the Twitters will be in the show notes, including our Patreon. And feel free to tap in. Now, I know it's been a minute since we did a nice little Patreon section, but I listened to the A Show and I was kind of inspired to, put something together. So the Patreon light is going to come on. If you are not a patron, I pray to see you on the Patreon next week, but I have to close the door. All right. It's not wrestling related, but I was listening to the A Show and they were talking about, buying stuff, holiday shopping,
Rich man talk.
Little bit of rich man talk.
I just realized he texted me the show notes.
It's okay. So for Patreon, let's just talk a little bit about some rich man talk, some gifts. So something that we're putting together for the holidays, man. Meals mentioned that he wanted to do like a little holiday guide thing, and I think that would really be interesting. So, Mark, if you had to recommend some tech for the people at home that you think that would really increase their productivity, or just stuff that's a little more leisurely for the folks, let's get 3 items.
3 items. Tech is in a funny place this year, man. I feel like there's a lot of people that are just not too crazy and going into investing into a lot of things right now, even though it's a good time to upgrade a lot of things. I think Black Friday this year was all right. I'm usually not Black Friday guy. I'm usually not Black Friday guy, but this year was actually pretty decent. I ended up making some pretty good upgrades towards the headquarters here, I guess you would say. But some gifts for tech lovers in 2022. I would assume that there's still a lot of people that are playing music, but then what do you really need? Excuse me. What do you really need music wise? I think everybody's got their speakers right.
Everybody got AirPods.
Yeah, everybody's got AirPods. Everybody's got headphones. I think something that became important for me in 2022 was not how I listen to music out and about, like with headphones, AirPods, whatever you use, but more so with the home. I think when COVID ended up happening in 2020, I ended up sticking a lot more towards my usual habits, and now 2022, now going into 2023, it's like, man, we're still a lot more domestic than we were in the past years before COVID. So I started thinking I should probably upgrade the way that I listen to music at home and maybe convert a little bit more, not 1000%, but convert a little bit more into how I have the ability to hear the music the way that I do, depending on whichever platform that you choose to use. So with that, I would suggest, just for number one, depending on if you have a TV that does not have a sound bar, invest in a sound bar. I'm not going to tell you exactly which brand that you need to jump into. I'm sure that there are plenty of good brands that you could find on Best Buy or other areas. If you end up Googling these, I think that would be great. Some people have sound bars for their monitors. That is complete rich man talk. I'm still moving with no sound for my monitors. Cyrus will tell you how amazing that is, but I'm sure that there are nice small sound bars that you can also include into your experience, whether if you'd like to upgrade your living room or upgrade your own headquarters. If you do some streaming, if you do some gaming from time to time, I think having that when you're not covering your ears with headphones and streaming, I think is something that would be very valuable to make sure that you're hearing music in much ways that we had to think about before COVID. So soundbar's number one.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Soundbar is a great investment, especially for me, because sometimes I get a little paranoid when I'm at home alone and I got headphones on.
Mhm.
So the sound bars come clutch, and it came with a subwoofer. The subwoofer is great, but only when I turn it up real loud. And I don't do that often, but I do think the subwoofer is really nice. When I was playing God of War, I thought that was really good.
Mhm.
But yeah, I definitely agree with the sound bar. What you got next for us?
Next. Oh man, what are we gonna do next? Okay, so if you got the sound bar and your music is covered, I would like to think that your setup, I'm assuming that if you're buying sound bar, you're probably pretty tech based and you've got your own setup, you've got a monitor or two, you're setting up your spot. Actually, you know what? Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. That would end up being my second recommendation. If you don't have your own place that you can call a home to pretty much hone in on all of the things that you end up doing, gaming, computer, a little bit of Discord, a little bit of social media, yada yada, I would highly suggest that you take the first step towards investing in that. For some, it would either be a desk that is strong enough to, hold a lot of these things that we do deal with digitally. So for some, it could be a monitor. Maybe your monitor is a little bit older and you want to invest into something that's a little bit better towards your gaming experience. Either one of those two, I would highly suggest. You don't have to buy the entire thing outright right now. That's not what I want you to do. That's a little bit too crazy. Unless you could rich man it.
Fuck it.
Unless you don't listen to Cyrus, that's very dangerous right now. It is the holidays, and I know you have a lot of people that you have to make sure that you're doing Secret Santas for, the family that you're also taking care of. Don't listen to Cyrus. I'm telling you, just do the first piece. That's it. That's it. Just
you saw that motherfucker twice a year, and you can't ball out on yourself now. Fuck that.
Just one piece. Whether it's the desk, whether it's the monitor, maybe it's the lights. Maybe your lights aren't nice. You know what I'm saying?
What's the second pick, Mark?
That's it.
Lights?
No, just investing in the first piece into your headquarters.
Oh, your workspace or gaming space.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm not even gonna hit you with a third one. I'll go. A Stream Deck from Elgato.
Oh, Stream Deck definitely does hit.
A Stream Deck from Elgato. Even if you're not streaming, you can put all sorts of shortcuts and quick fast buttons on here that I think it's really nice. If I had a better laptop, which I do plan on investing in the future, it's really good. I really do enjoy it. Like, just pressing buttons is really fun. One button click for Discord or one button click for Google. It's all great stuff. And then you could set. It's a very versatile piece of equipment. I can't really go in depth in how in depth it gets, but you could set up shortcuts for any and everything.
Yeah, you can do a shit. It's not just having a couple buttons so that you could play the Funk Flex Bomb and some other sounds. Like, you can literally you can customize it towards OBS. You can customize it towards Twitter. If you just want to send out a tweet automatically, just press the button. You'll already have your tweet pre-made and you could do it from there. There's many different things that you could do to make your workspace a whole lot easier. And on top of that, which ended up being something that I was taught from my homeboy Trav, shout out to Trav. Even if you don't buy the physical Stream Deck, the Stream Deck mobile app is a yearly. It's a yearly purchase. So I think right now Stream Decks.
No, that's no good.
Well, I thought it was no good too, but here was why I ended up going with this. So the physical Stream Deck ended up being what I think it's like one. I think it's one something right now. And around the time, usually Elgato usually puts them on sale. They have the brand new XL that's out right now with more buttons and things like that. And I'm sure faster, better customization. What the Stream Deck Mobile gives you is, instead of you paying the $150 and having the physical piece of a Stream Deck on your desk, you can either use your iPhone and your iPad with the same amount of buttons, the same amount of customization, and an extremely small amount of lag. It's such little lag, you barely even notice it. But instead of you buying the physical piece of product for $100 and something, it ends up being $25 for the year. So you can take into account which one is more beneficial for you. If you're more so the purchaser of things that like to have physical products, then you might want to purchase that and make sure that you have one solid thing here on your desk. Or for 4 or 5 years or so, if you want to do that on your mobile, whether it's your iPad, your iPhone, or anything of that nature, for 4 years, that pretty much equates to the amount that you would have been spending on the Stream Deck in general. But it's all depending on how you would like to use it. I have felt that the Stream Deck Mobile has been really good right now. And I use it for my streams and things of that nature. And you barely see a difference. You barely see a drop off right now. And it's just another option if you don't want to, fully invest in this in the physical Stream Deck.
Yeah, I'll co-sign that as well. But the Stream Deck, really, really good. I bought 2 Elgato products. Shout out to the Patreons, y'all made it possible. I'm enjoying them both. I enjoy them a lot. And when we start doing more video content for the War Report as well, I'll most likely have an Elgato webcam as well. They made a fan out of me. I'm a really big fan of them. And for a bonus, for a lot of my for a lot of my portable gamers, or people that just that don't really want to look at a big screen, I guess, the Backbone. I'm enjoying this thing a lot. I don't have an Xbox or a PC to utilize Game Pass, but my iPhone does. So I've been enjoying the fuck out of that. The game selection on there is not all that great, but whenever I get bored watching Raw, or when I was watching NXT, or AEW, I was playing Skate 3 on my phone, and it was very fun. I don't think I could do remote play yet with the PS5. I really haven't tried it out, but that's an option as well. So
yeah, I think you just have to make sure your PlayStation's on, right? Like somebody just in your house just turn on the PlayStation, and you could be halfway across the country and you could play your PS5. Not necessarily to say you should hop on Warzone and just start going crazy on the Backbone. Your iPhone might start burning in your hand. Yeah,
if your internet is good enough for that and your phone don't melt the Backbone.
Yeah, exactly.
All for it. But no, I really been enjoying the Backbone a lot. It's all really good stuff. So that is your holiday guide. A lot of tech talk. Get that sound bar. Get that sound bar with the subwoofer. Shit slaps. Literally anything to make your desk space a better place. From people that work from home, or people that work in the office. Maybe you just want to get like a laptop. A laptop stand. That's fine. Maybe a wireless USB keyboard or something like that. Like spend that, man. The holidays are coming up. A Stream Deck. That's always a fun stuff to have, man. And then a Backbone if you're a gamer like us. And that is your holiday guide. I can't wait to see what other people come up, and then we can actually put up the graphic for the for the guide. But it's gonna be fun. I can't wait to work on it. So should be coming soon before the holidays. So shout out to y'all, man. Thank you, Marc, for coming on. Really appreciate it. Quan, me and Quan will be back. The Dream Team will be back next week, and then we'll finish out the rest of the year, and then we'll see what happens. I'm not sure if we're going to be doing a Christmas or a New Year's episode. I'm not even gonna lie.
Vacation. Those holiday episodes are always tough, man.
Yeah. I feel like we didn't do it last year or New Year's, but if we can, or if it's suggested, then sure, because I don't plan on going anywhere for Christmas or anything like that, and I'm not sure what Quan holiday plans are, but we're gonna finish out the rest of the year. We're gonna give you all amazing episodes and stuff like that, and then we will be doing our final year end stuff. But as an actual episode, I don't know. But the network will be all coming together very soon. A meeting of the minds. So look out for that. Shout out to all the patrons and all that stuff. Peace out.